What are y'all doing? This is Charles Deering. This isn't Charles Deering. I'm Charles Deering. This is Jimmy Diresta. If you follow any kind of making, creating type videos on YouTube, you will have heard of him. Last I saw, 1.64 million subscribers and I believe 450 videos out so far. I got to meet him very briefly a couple years ago in Atlanta, Georgia, but I tried to stay out of his way because he was talking to other people and I didn't want to interrupt. And I started this portrait, feels like years ago, but maybe, I don't know, it's been sitting off to the side because one concern, I'm one of these people, I hate to come across arrogant or like I'm riding the coattails of somebody else's success. So although it is meant as a tribute to him to kind of give back for his content, I felt like I was riding his coattails, using his name in a video title and this and that, but maybe I wasn't giving myself enough credit. But people, when I told people about it, they said, you should do that on one of your live streams. So here we are. Good morning, Mr. Herb Hooper. It is 1:51 a.m. Central Texas time. Appreciate you being here, Herb. Yeah, so this is the photograph I got off the internet somewhere and made a pattern out of it. I'm showing you the printout of the pattern because this piece is so big. This piece is 37 and a half, just a hair over 34 and a half by 20 and 7/8. So it's pretty darn tall, but I hesitated to do this because I didn't want to look like I was riding coattails to get views. I'm never going to be upset by views or subscribers, but I didn't want to ride coattails to get there. But here we are. People said I should work on it, so here I am. Hopefully someday he'll see it. I don't know how I'll go about getting it to him, but someday I will. Now it has been sitting for years. When I get done, I got a lot of sanding to do because the wood isn't this dark. That's just been aged a little bit. It might be close to this dark, but it's been sitting a while. So if you have any comments or questions, feel free to throw them out there. If you're watching on Facebook, the video quality is usually better on YouTube on these live streams, and the chat is usually more active now. That being said, it is almost 2 in the morning here in Central Texas. So I don't expect a whole lot of U.S. viewers, but whoever shows up, I appreciate it. Whether it's 2 or 20, by golly, we'll get going. But I will occasionally during this feed show the source photo and the pattern so people will know what it's going to look like when it's done, because not the whole thing's going to show up. But one thing that is important is y'all let me know if the picture fluctuates with the webcam trying to autofocus. But I'm trying to have more of the piece showing while I'm cutting. All right, so this is Mr. Jimmy Diresta here, and that's the picture I worked from, and we're getting ready to get going, by golly. I started this a long time ago. It's about time we get it going, I guess. And no, I'm not stepping on a puppy. That is my chair. Okay. I'm just going to jump around on this one because I've already done the eyes and everything. And this tape up here is because, I designed this on the fly, so this area needs to be glued to the back, or it's all attached, but it flops around a little bit. So there's that. So here we go. I don't even know what kind of wood this is, to be honest with you. It's been so long. I don't usually do live feeds at this hour, but after my last live feed, I was freaking exhausted, and I slept till around midnight. And I was having withdrawal. So here we are. probably only the second time I've done a live stream at this range of an hour for the U.S. I don't know. This is live stream number 34, I believe, and we're going to keep going until I can't do them anymore. We've already done the details that make it look like him, so the rest of this is hair. So if you go a little off the line, that's okay. But the eyes and even the hair in the mouth make a big difference. But it doesn't. It looks a little bit funny right now because the mustache isn't done. But once that facial hair is cut out, it'll look more like him. Joe Castillo says, "Hi, Charles. Just stopped by to say good night to you and everyone. I appreciate you being here, Joe. And sorry you can't stay, but have a good sleep and appreciate you dropping by." I should probably go ahead and get going on the mustache just to make it look more like him while I'm going. It's all got to be cut anyway, but yeah. I have no idea what kind of wood this is. I'm not even going to lie to you. I've had this piece for a long time. I don't know when or how I'll get this piece to him, but someday I will. Mr. Rustin Nails Woodshop, Russ Meadows, has joined us. Hello, Russ. Herb Pooper says, hello. When you was cutting out the Indian this morning, I fell asleep in the last 5 cuts. Well, I'm sorry. I was falling asleep during the last 5 cuts. Well, I don't take it personally. We all have weird hours. I know that. But per the usual, I will do my occasional stretches because I'm still old, or getting old. And the required beverage intake. It's been so long since I've seen you, Herb and Russ. No, we were checking out, what's his face? Wes. I'm calling Russ Wes and Wes Russ, but Wes just finished his live stream and pheasant piece. Whew. All right. If by any chance you want on the panel, let me know, Russ. No pressure whatsoever, because it's not like we're flooded in the chat, but just throwing it out there. I had to put my finger in his nostril so I can hold the piece. There's no symbolism there. I believe this wood was pretty blonde when I started, if I recall. So I got a lot of sanding to do when I'm done. gonna pull out a goober. Yeah, sometimes I worry too much what people will think. I mean, that's why I hesitated on this, because I didn't want, oh man, he can't get views or subscribers, so he's going to do a Jimmy Diresta to make everybody look at him. And some people say that's sort of the purpose of YouTube, but when I do videos and stuff, and I'm not the only one like this, it's not all about me. It's about what I can do for people. And I think Jimmy's the same way. I don't always get to check out his videos because I'm terrible at keeping up with people's videos, but he's a very good teacher. He doesn't make you feel stupid when he's explaining something new, or that could be new. And that's the way I try to treat people when I'm doing these videos. So that being said, if anybody's watching that has any comments or questions, or even if they're newbie, that's okay. We all start sometime. Right now, Jimmy Diresta is frowning in this portrait because he has a scroll saw going across his face. And I'm thinking Russ Meadows and Herb Hooper might be the only ones watching right now, which is fine. Because I knew when I started this live feed at such a strange hour in the morning that it wasn't going to be a crowded room. But they're two good fellers, so we'll take it. $1.64 million subscribers. I can't even fathom that. I can barely picture having 10,000 subscribers. But when you do good content and you're a good person and people like it, they find you, and then things build up from there. Yeah, I expect he's making a little bit of money, by golly. even just in YouTube revenue. But I believe he used to have a TV show with his brothers. I don't remember all the particulars because it's been a while. Very creative guy, very resourceful. Actually has a personality, which is always a trait. No, I haven't counted how many cuts are in this one because I drilled the pilot hole. I keep saying years ago. I don't know how long ago I drew this out and started it. But I did find one pilot hole I missed, but I can just go straight from that hair to that, so it's not a major issue. I'm sitting there pointing at it, and it's not even on the screen. Oh well. Yeah, when I met Jimmy Diresta, he was in the middle of a conversation with Izzy Swan, and I didn't want to interrupt him, so I waited for a break in the conversation and said, "Sorry to interrupt, just wanted to say hi and appreciate what you do." And he asked if I had a YouTube channel. I said, "Yeah, but," and then I just kind of left it there. I've never been real good at touting myself. But he was a very gracious feller. You can tell his personality is friendly and genuine. It's not faked. Russ Meadows says he asked me that too, and I told him I had one, but was waiting for my first inspiration for it. He went to talk to somebody else. Well, I mean, when you get Jimmy Diresta and Izzy Swan together, there's no competing with that. Not that they're trying to compete, but I knew I was a nobody. Okay, that sounds derogatory. I don't mean that I'm a nobody. You know what I mean. Uh, I've always been, for the most part, terrible at complimenting myself because I always feel arrogant, and I don't know why, but that's just me. And by the way, yes, my signature will be in this. I drew it in years ago, right there. Hopefully, I won't break that. If I do, it'll just be another piece of detail. Russ, if you are so inclined and want to be on the panel, let me know. As usual, no pressure, but if you would like to, let me know. It might help keep me awake. But I don't know if I'll finish this on this live stream. I'll try, but if I don't, I'll probably finish it on the next one, barring life getting in the way. Herb Hooper, I believe, is still watching. It says we have 3 viewers, but it doesn't tell me who those viewers are unless they comment. They're all 3 on YouTube. I know that much. But again, no resentment whatsoever if you can't or don't want to. But you just wrote to me on messengers. All right. That's my boy right there. Hopefully I'll get to meet Herb Hooper someday too. Much obliged, Mr. Russ Meadows. This might be more for me to stay awake when I have an actual voice in my ear. And good old dependable Herb is here. Sometimes he's the only one here, and that's awesome. Apparently his sleep schedule is about like mine. So y'all bear with the delays. I'm going to wait for Russ to get in here and stuff like that. Yeah, I was so Herb, you said earlier that you fell asleep just before the end of the last one, but I was so dang tired that after I ended that live feed, I went to bed and I slept solid till midnight or 1, somewhere in there. I don't remember now, but I still felt drugged because I was so tired. What's up, baby? I cannot hear you. I don't know why not, but I read your lips.
How about now?
Yes, I can hear you.
You didn't hear my wife, did you?
I heard her voice, but I didn't hear what she said.
She said, I wouldn't want to see him. Talking about me.
Oh, I was about to say, damn! Herb Cooper says, yeah, when I fell asleep this morning, I only slept 3 hours. God only knows when I fell back asleep. Amen. Appreciate you being here, Russ. I know you didn't have to be, and by God, I appreciate it when you do.
Well, my wife is going to be printing some stuff out, so when she does, I'll just mute the microphone.
That's quite all right. Had to tell the wife I said, hello, ma'am.
He said, hello, ma'am. She gave me the finger wave. She's in the process of doing
When you
some
said finger
design.
wave, I thought that was a.
I didn't do the other finger. That one there, I didn't do that one now.
Yes,
I
sir.
could like that.
When I think of finger wave, I'm thinking that's what you mean. But I'm glad you clarified that. It's like, dang, I didn't even do nothing.
Oh, jeez, man. We get one more in here. Somebody's going to start gyrating. You better watch it.
I hear you, boy. And I am sleep deprived, so it may not be too hard. So, but I won't talk about no chocolate chip cookies either because I don't think either one of us can physically handle cracking up that much.
My stomach's still hurting from laughing at y'all. Because I finally saw that video where y'all fell out, and I hurt my stomach. I was sitting on my couch watching it, and my stomach was hurting just from laughing.
The gyrating comment thing?
Yes, I fell out. I said, oh my God.
I still got the one where I accidentally cussed on the live stream and cracked myself up. I haven't edited it yet, but I figured I'd throw that on Facebook. It wasn't very long, but that was pretty dang funny.
I missed that one, I think.
Yeah, I was answering a question from Mac Pierce, and then I had a big window pop up on my computer, and I thought it was, it was from the manufacturer of the laptop, and I thought it had crashed the live feed. So I went straight from I went straight from answering the question to you're cracking. Except I didn't say you. And then when I realized I was still live, I cracked up because I had just blatantly cut.
Yeah. Yeah, this morning, I was last night I told you I was going to go get some pork chops. I'd be right back. When I got back, I said, "My God, what happened to the show?"
Oh, that might have been the one. Oh, yeah, that was the one where my crap top crapped out.
Yeah, so I watched it this morning. I finished off the rest of it this morning.
I ironically called it a crap top. It's actually a laptop, but it's a piece of crap.
What kind you got?
Lenovo.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was decent, but I didn't even have a port for hardware. And I had to buy adapters and crap, but it always crashes on these stupid live feeds. I say always, but maybe 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Herb Hooper says, yeah, when I fell asleep. Oh, I already read that, didn't I? Okay. All right. Appreciate you being here, sir. When do y'all sleep? I'm just curious.
That's a difficult question to answer.
So you're like me, there's no real schedule?
No, my wife and I, we're both really turned around in our sleeping habits. It's ridiculous.
I'm the only oddball in my house.
Anywhere ready, nowhere near ready to go to bed.
Neither her nor I are ready to go to bed. So
I'm a little tired, but I slept pretty hard.
I went to bed this morning about 8:30, and I woke up at noon, and I saw nothing was shaking, so I stayed up for a little bit and took me a nap.
I hear you. My wife is relatively normal. My wife is relatively, I'm not saying yours isn't, I'm saying compared to me, my wife is normal.
Yeah.
But when she has to work the next day, she
oh yeah,
sleeps.
That's understandable. But my problem was I would stay up late and then get up early to go to work. And I did that for 30 some odd years. I usually get about 3-4 hours sleep a night when I was working. I've made up for it now. But I do so enjoy being retired.
Absolutely.
Hey, stop.
Yes, ma'am.
She's talking to the dog.
I know, but you know me. I got to be trying to be funny.
All that snorting she's doing.
I'm not snorting.
Crazy.
He said he ain't snorting.
I am crazy, but I ain't snorting.
He is crazy, but he ain't snorting. He's like, oh, shit. Now you're going to start him saying oink.
No. I'm trying to get people off of these little tangents.
Yeah, I looked at this pattern. I didn't think it'd take you too long to finish cutting this thing, but you got all them daggum little hairs on there.
Yeah, but if he hadn't had facial hair, I'd have been done by now.
Hey, I'm hearing the echo. Am I still?
I don't hear an echo.
I do. Well, I've got the YouTube one paused.
Huh.
And I'm looking at it on the StreamYard. but I'm hearing an echo.
We're gonna probably get mad in a minute. This damn printer's gonna be stupid.
I can relate. When mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Yeah, we got one of these printers that is a sometime you can get.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it prints out perfectly fine, and then the next time you try it, crinkles up all the paper and everything else, and you waste 4 or 5 sheets trying to get it right.
I hate that.
Okay, she's fixing the print now, so
It's only 2.
I'm gonna mute it for a couple of minutes.
It's not invasive, Russ.
It depends on the printer.
It depends on the printer. It hadn't started good yet.
It's just a sound effect. I mean, it doesn't interrupt anything because I'm not talking much anyways. Mr. Aussie Man Bill has joined us. Hello, off on another one. We don't you ever sleep? Yes, after the last live feed, sir, I slept till around midnight or 1. I don't remember what the heck time it was. I'm still tired, but I made myself get out of bed because I was conscious. Very good to be here, Bill.
You let me know if it gets to be
Too loud.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Okay. That's all right. I got my drink of choice, so you can't find a pilot hole to break a blade. I'm ready. Full bottle. Got a full bottle, man.
I don't remember what. Go ahead.
I'm gonna put it down now.
Okay. I don't remember what kind of.
It's gonna throw an error because it's taking 15 minutes to print.
I don't remember. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing on mute for a minute.
All right. I don't remember what kind of wood this is, but I do remember that it always cut well. But it was a batch I got a long time ago. And I'm having trouble finding the pilot hole, so if y'all are so inclined, take a drink. There we go. And yes, when I say take a drink, I am watching you, Russ. If you're talking, you're muted, so just saying.
I wasn't talking. I typed it.
Yeah, I was making sure. But it's only you that I look for when I say take a drink. Because of me trying to get you to laugh. All right.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
It was.
Now, if Jimmy Diresta kept weird hours like I did, he might show up in one of these chats one day, at least on this project, but I don't, obviously don't require him to. But it would be a sweet little treat, but that's not why I'm doing it. Lord Jeebus.
Let's get it, buddy.
Here it goes.
I'm getting there. I got to stretch.
This Aussie man is on the show now. He's over there in Australia. He said the fire was 200 yards from his house. That big wildfire they're having. Huh? Yeah, it's close. That was yesterday or the day before.
It was yesterday.
Oh my God!
Okay, here we go.
That it was 300 yards from his house.
Yeah, he said 200 yards. I was telling the wife that I forgot I wasn't muted.
I thought it was 300 yards, but somewhere in there. It was pretty close.
Out of the way, that's pretty goddamn close.
Yes, sir, it is.
200 feet.
Too close for comfort. But I saw somebody else on Facebook talking about how it was raining in Australia. But that's a big country, so hopefully it gets drenched. Not that we want floods, but obviously we know
Shit,
that.
yeah. I agree with you. Pardon my language. Well, it's after midnight. Crap. Family friendly night are going out the window.
Crap. Austin Man says, I'm only staying a short time. I just came in from the shop after cutting aluminum gears for my mill. All right. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah.
We might be out of here pretty quick too. Charles can't keep his eyes open and his mouth shut.
Well, I'm trying, Agnew. I resemble that remark.
I know it.
I had to get this mustache done because when I just had this piece, it looked like he was frowning. But that's why occasionally I'll throw up. I won't throw up. I'll bring the pattern out here so that people know what I'm working from, or not the pattern, the original photograph.
Well, it's a pretty good likeness. You did a good job on the pattern.
Much obliged. Austin Man says, I'm afraid not. It's only a little rain. Dang it. Well, hopefully all that stuff will simmer down.
I know the little town that I grew up in here in Texas, we had marsh all around us, and they would always come start a fire in the marsh to burn the mosquitoes out.
With all that standing water.
Yeah, well, yeah, but this ain't the town I grew up in. I grew up in right on the coast.
Yeah.
And actually, I lived one block off the ship channel, and so there was marsh pretty much everywhere I turned to look. And they would always light their marsh coming into town, marsh everywhere else, and they would always at some certain times of the year they would start a marsh fire to kill all the mosquitoes, because they always said you had to be born there to be able to handle them mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And they were true.
And like that standing water.
No. And there was many times we had my water hose out there spraying the grass in front of our house to keep the smoke and fire from coming our way.
Yes, sir.
Many times. When they said you had to be, wow, look at it. Yeah, I've seen satellite pictures of that fire, Aussie Man, and you're not kidding about it. It looks like the whole country's in a fog. You're right.
What did his comment say?
Said his whole country looks like a foggy day, and it's hard to breathe outside now.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, the Cowboys have officially let Jason Garrett go now.
Yep, I seen it, and they're trying to get old Mike McCarthy. He ain't any better.
Well, he won a Super Bowl.
Man, he got lucky.
Well, for everybody, all the feedback I'm seeing, a lot of people would be happy to have him.
Well, I haven't took a look at the feedback, but I don't know. I'm not sure about him. I don't know that he can be a good yes man to Jerry Jones.
Yeah. Oh God, I wish he would let the coaches coach.
Yeah. Well, I've already said when they were firing Jason Garrett, they need to fire Jerry Jones too.
Except he's the owner, and you can't really fire him.
I know, you can kick him out, make him stay in the box.
Yeah.
And let somebody that knows what the hell they're doing.
Well, his son has a bigger role in the organization now, Stephen Jones, but I don't know.
Well, he's president. He's president, but his daddy's general manager and I think CEO.
Yeah.
So they both have a hand in it, and they've both been mediocre at best.
Yeah, I've heard the name Lincoln Riley, Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
I don't know much about coaches. Okay, the mustache is done. We're getting there.
Yeah, we bought on another note besides woodworking, we bought those instant pots. We bought one of those tonight.
Like a crock pot?
Yeah, but it's called an instant pot, and it's better than a crock pot. Crock pot is a slow cooker. This is more of a pressure cooker,
Oh,
but
cool.
it's new style, not like the old grandmas used to have back in the day. And we did that, and we made us a meal tonight in that thing, and it was kind of like a cabbage casserole, and it had sausage and hamburger and rotel tomatoes and cabbage and rice and stuff. We made that in that thing. Boy, you talk about some kind of good. Woo, Lord have mercy.
Sounds like, yeah, I saw her posting on Facebook saying how the last one she had, she sold. It was such a piece of crap.
Yeah, she didn't like it at all, and I didn't think we'd ever get another one. But her daughter uses it religiously for several different things that she uses it for. So we took another chance because I saw a recipe on Facebook that I really liked the picture of. I said, man, everything in there is a Cajun recipe, and so I said I captured that screen and put it on as a PDF, and she bookmarked it. And she went and got the stuff today, and we did it. And man, or she did it, I should say. And all I did was look at it and longingly and licking my lips.
I can't find the stupid pilot holes. What my delay is.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what that means.
Yes, sir.
Don't tell me nothing.
I won't. Don't you do it?
It's too late.
I don't know why the heck I can't. I can feel it, but I can't get the blade in there. Dag blabbit.
It's 2:30 in the morning.
That's why she said it's 2:30 in the morning. That's why you can't do it.
Oh, she can hear me.
No, she can't hear you.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you can hear her, but she can't hear you.
That doesn't make any sense because I can feel the stupid thing, and I'm sliding the pilot hole or the blade all around it.
Well, you're gonna have to get your light out, man.
Yeah, but this is the thing about this piece. It's I don't know what kind of wood it was, but it has a glossy veneer on the back. So.
Oh yeah, I've seen stuff like that. I got some in the shop like that.
I love this. I don't know what kind it is, but it never splinters. Veneer never pops off.
Just one side is glossy.
Yeah, one side is.
Okay, I've got some like that from a cabinet shop. I got a bunch of that, but it's not 1/4 inch. Most of it is 1/2 inch, but I do have some 1/4 inch pieces. They're glossy on one side. Haven't used them yet.
If you want to part with them 1/4 inch ones, I will not be upset. Because I'm a dumpster. Well, some would say I'm a dumpster fire. This is ridiculous. What's insulting is that I can feel the stupid pilot hole. There we go. About freaking time.
Yeah, a lot of people go jump in their dumpsters and get their wood out. But I got several pieces that were good for scrolling.
Yep. If you ever decide you want to part with that 1/4 inch, I'll be your dumpster.
I think I might have to hold on to that one. I ain't got that many of them. I only had a few pieces, but most of what I did get out of it was 1/2 inch, 3/8 to 1/2 inch.
Not the problem. By the way, Aussie Man's asking how many cuts in this one. I have no idea because I drilled the pilot hole so long ago, and looks like 100 or so, but it's hard to see. Yeah, I have no idea. I could sit here and count them, but I might fall asleep.
I think Charles ain't gonna do another one of those giveaways on them cuts. I still haven't even looked at the website to see what I wanted.
I'll probably do more giveaways. I mean, as long as I'm not giving away 80 patterns of course, the viewers might appreciate that, but I can't afford that.
I know what you mean.
I did a Nick Perry portrait once. I did a Steve Carmichael portrait once. He showed that on his channel. I don't know if Nick Perry did. I don't remember.
I've seen the Steves. I don't remember seeing Nick's.
Lordy Jeebus. I don't even know why I'm surprised that I missed a pilot hole on this one, but
You got a lot of them just in that beard alone.
oh yeah, that's where a majority of them are. But the pilot hole I missed is right here. But a big old piece. But I can connect it to this hair right here, so it's not a big issue. But yeah, if I had to guess, it would be 100 or so, or right around in 100. I don't know. I could count them, but it would just, I don't know. My talking apparatus is not awake.
Well, I came in second place on record.
Yeah, I was nowhere close because I was looking at the wrong thumbnail. I was looking at only half the pattern.
I know it. I had to go back and look. I told him. I said he told me you got to go back and put it on the very first post. So I thought he meant the first live feed. So no, he said you got to go back further than that before I started them. Oh crap! So I kept looking. I finally found it. And every one of them I looked at, it looked like half a picture. Yep. You know, some people get that and kind of blow it up, you know, and start counting them. You know, it's kind of cheating. But I said 879. It was 860, and some guy said 873.
Dang it.
Thomas Cook. He got me by that many.
Always a bridesmaid.
That's what I told him. I said, man, second place is the first loser. Doggone it. He said, everybody in Skull Soul Cafe is a winner.
That was a politically correct response.
Wasn't it, though?
He needs to run for office. Hello, everybody. Vote for me. Let's go on every home. Go ahead.
That's what I tell him every time I get on one of his lives that he's doing. Or even when I come on here sometimes. Hello, everybody. Got to type it out. You can't do it good as typing it out and saying it.
Yeah, I don't know how the heck he listens to that music. That would put me to sleep.
Yeah. I'm a classic rock and roller. I can't help myself. That's my favorite. I like a lot. I like rhythm and blues. I like old blues. And
I can't get into blues or jazz.
Oh, I like blues. I'm a blues man.
I usually listen to country or talk radio, and every now and then just a little bit of everything.
No, I'm not too much on the talk radio.
I've noticed I didn't draw a lower lip on here, but no, I sort of suggested it right. Well, you can't really see it. I sort of suggested the bottom lip here, but it doesn't really show up much.
Well, when you take it and put your picture up next to it, you'll see if it makes a difference.
Yeah, hell, I don't know.
Not really.
I mean, there's a suggestion. If you look at the coloring, you can kind of see it, and that's why I did this little knot.
Yeah, right. Once you get that little goatee thing, whatever you call that.
Soul patch, I think is what.
Soul patch. That's what I'm looking for. When you get that cut, it's going to make enough of a difference, probably.
Hopefully. But then again, majority of it's in the eyes that looks like him, and even his eyebrows.
Yeah. You'll be able to judge when you get that done.
Yep. Well, I think it looks like him. It's just the lower lip. I usually try to include one, but I didn't really see one, and I didn't want to mess it up. So,
if you can't see it, you can't do it.
Yeah. Where are we at? Okay. So we're still in the same commentage. I wonder if YouTube has already hit me since it's early in the morning. Let's see. Nope, we're still good. I've lost 2 subscribers. This guy here is Aussie man is a guy named Jimmy Diresta. He's pretty dang popular in the maker community. You know,
Probably the biggest maker we have.
yeah, he's got 1.64 million subscribers and 450 videos. He used to do a TV show. He's not like PewDiePie famous because, you know, he's not weird and doesn't do gaming videos, but he's among makers, he's kind of the godfather, so to speak, as is Izzy Swan and some others.
Yeah, he's got Izzy Swan beat as far as subscribers go. Izzy's got but a little over a couple 100,000, I think.
Yeah, again, I hesitated doing this one because I didn't want to look like I was riding his coattails to get the views and subscribers, but
who cares?
You know, exactly. I would say I tend to worry too much what people think sometimes.
Just carry on. I mean, it's your show. Do what you want.
Yeah. Well, if I did what I want, I'd probably be demonetized.
I keep gaining subscribers on my YouTube channel from these live feeds that I'm on, and I still only have one video on there.
What's funny is, you know, I'm humorously looking at this. You're gaining subscribers, and I'm kind of losing subscribers because I started out with 6,380 when I started doing live feeds. Now I'm down to 6,362.
Wow. I don't understand that.
I don't either. Some people say it's YouTube, probably YouTube getting rid of spam accounts and this and that, but, you know, still, it's kind of a bummer when you're losing subscribers. But I have too much fun doing this, so I can't stop doing it.
I'm not one to ever worry about subscribers because I've never gone into this in that respect to do it for money.
Yeah, well, when I first started YouTube, I wanted to be the next big thing, but then reality hit, and it's a lot of work. And
it is.
I don't worry about subscribers. I only worry about it in the sense of trends. Like if I'm losing a whole bunch of subscribers, I'm thinking, man, what am I doing wrong? But I have too much fun doing these live feeds, so I'm just going to accept that I'm going to lose subscribers. Especially if they want mature content, because that just ain't going to happen most of the time.
Aussie man said, well, I never heard of him. Well, how bad is that?
I haven't heard of most of the popular gaming people because I'm not a gamer, but they have millions and millions of subscribers.
Yeah, I don't mess with gaming. I don't care about none of that.
Me neither.
I got a son-in-law. He's be pretty big into it. He likes to do all that kind of stuff. I got a older son as well, and he likes to do gaming, Xbox, and all that kind of stuff.
My wife does too. That's why she doesn't gripe about me being in the shop at all hours, because she's playing games.
Well, that's awesome.
More own time for her.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump down to the letters just because I can. He has his thing is kind of doing stencils, so I did his name in stencil for him.
That's how he does it, I think.
Yep, that's why I did it this way. Kind of another tribute. I didn't have a picture to work from for the letters. I'm making fun of myself, you know, because you don't need pictures to do letters.
No, but that sounds just like what his. It looks just like his. The font he uses, everything.
Yeah, sure.
So
I don't remember what the font is called, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh, diddly. Stretch break.
Smoke them if you got them.
Stop yawning.
You might get another couple of letters. You might fall out.
No, I'll do my best to stick with it. Unless my laptop decides I'm going to be a piece of crap again today.
Yeah, that kind of shocked me this morning. When I came back to it, I just went and got a plate, and I come back in here and sat down, and it looks like you waited till I left, and then you just cut the thing off.
Well, you know, I mean, the only sign we had was that I was having trouble hearing you, but YouTube wasn't having trouble hearing you.
Yeah, that's kind of freaky. I don't understand that either.
That tells me it's probably the laptop and not StreamYard and all that crap. But there's no way in hell I can afford a good laptop. Oh, well. There's some straight lines on this stuff, so it's going to be a little nerve-wracking.
Let me ask you a question on that.
Yes, sir.
When you're cutting that line, are you cutting directly on the line, or are
The
you
waist
cutting on the
side,
inside?
just to the inside, skating that line on the waist side of the line.
Okay, I wanted to be sure about that because every time I do it, I'm right dead on the line.
I only do that when it's a single line, like right here on the shoulder, so to speak.
Okay.
Or, yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, I always go to the waist side. So if I go off the line, it's going into the waist area. Another portrait I did that I actually cut was David Picciuto, formerly known as the Drunken Woodworker. He used to do shout outs to people, but then he stopped right around the time it showed up in the mail. So, God dang it. I mean, I guess I was riding coattails then, trying to get my name out there. But yeah, he stopped doing it. Oh, well. I want to get famous by doing what I do, not riding coattails. But, of course, then again, it's probably not riding coattails. But, if you appreciate somebody and you give back, then hopefully they'll shout you out. Go ahead.
Aussie man is got to go now. He's off, and good to see you.
Good to see you too, sir, and stay safe. The room is very crowded right now with 2 viewers, but we appreciate you.
Me and Herb.
Yeah, if I did this for views or subscribers, I'd be sorely disappointed. But it's not about that kind of stuff for me. Oh, diddly.
As I'm looking up at that portrait right now, I don't think you need to worry about a bottom lip. I think you've got enough of that
hair.
Yeah, that little bit on the side there gives the impression.
Yeah, and that sometimes suggestion of detail is.
That's what I mean. The suggestion of it. It looks to me like that's enough. It still looks like him.
Well, that's good. Yeah, if it looks like him, that's always a plus.
Yeah, I went back and I actually found the picture that I did of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had it. I knew I had it somewhere. I had it on my phone. And I sent it to myself here on Facebook so I'd have it. If I ever wanted to hold you hostage or anything, I have you. Blackmail.
I just wish you would used a prettier picture of me because that pattern that I did was crap. Or the photograph looked like crap.
It was just you. It was the photograph there, the portrait that you put on. You had half your face was shown, and I thought that would be a damn nice one to try. So I did.
Oh yeah, and you did a good job. It's just the photograph itself of me was crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing the light and dark, trying to have a new look, so to speak.
Did it print on the top of it?
So in no way am I dogging the design you made and the cut you did. I'm referring to the fact that I didn't like the way I looked in that photograph that I posted.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I just I found it and I made sure I put it up on Facebook so I'd have it there as well.
All right. We're getting there. No, we're not, but we're going to get there. But I have already printed out. The Liberty thing that people voted on after the Native American. So it won't be as big as Native American is, but it'll be about this big. 4 sheets of paper. So there's that.
That's real nice.
Thank you, sir. I don't know if you were here when a couple people talked about buying that Native American warrior. After I messaged him, I never heard back. So,
right, yeah. You told me that. I asked you about it. Yeah, you did.
I try not to get my hopes up when somebody talks about buying because
they get a little shell shocked on you, did they?
Well, even though I was publicly saying what I wanted for it, I didn't hear back. But there could be a very good reason for that. I'm not complaining, just making light of the fact that I know it's hard for me to get sales.
Yeah, I don't care. If it's worth it to me, then it's worth it to me. Some of the 3D stuff that I've done, I have it here. I haven't even bothered trying. Hell, I like it. I hadn't tried to sell any of it.
Oh, I ran into that problem a lot when I first started. So I like that too much. I can't part with it. That's why I stack cut for one.
Right.
Well,
Right.
anything I think could sell, if I ever get good at selling, I will cut at least 2, at most 3, because if I try to stack up more than that, it's too hard.
Yeah.
Like that Metallica I started a long time ago, it is still sitting there because it's freaking heavy and bulky.
Yeah. That's that 4-footer?
What was that?
I said, is that 4-footer?
I believe it's around 3 feet. It might be. It feels like it's 7 feet because trying to move that thing around is heavy as heck.
I bet it is. That one of the Beatles, though, is you had all 4 heads of the Beatles that I bought from you a long time ago, probably about 3 years ago now. When I cut that thing, when I got it, it was 4 foot by 4 foot. And so I cut it down to 2 foot by 2 foot, and each of them heads was a foot tall. I said, "Man, this thing is humongous."
Yeah.
But I cut it on that. I bought some plywood from Loeb's, and it was this cheap ass looking stuff, Luan, or whatever you call it.
Yep.
3/16 of an inch thick. That's what I cut it on. And after I got done cutting it, I said, "Man, I ain't gonna never use this crap again."
Mm-hmm.
But the portrait came out real nice. Like I said, they still have it.
Well, that's cool. Luan works good as a backer, but it's kind of dark, for the sake of portraits and stuff.
Yeah, my choice of wood. I was in a bind. I needed something quick.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing available near me is Luan, and it bugs me.
Yeah, it ain't worth a crap for cutting. I tell you that. Not my thing.
Well, I mean, it's good for cutting, but the color is too dark.
I colored. I cut it on the dark side of the face, which they gave it a little bit of a different feel. I didn't like the other side, and Lord have mercy, but that's what I used.
Yeah.
And like I said, it came out well, and it's still sitting on their wall in the beach down near Galveston.
Sweet.
And they supposedly, my wife just told me, they love that thing. I said, I know they do. They love the Beatles.
Well, a long time ago, I've designed a bunch of rustic barn-looking things, and that's one of the things I showed on the vote. And then I added one of my designs of a bunch of cowboys on horses in front of that barn, and people kept saying they wanted that pattern, but I kept trying to tell them that's 2 patterns combined. But that was on Luan. I started cutting that, but I don't like how red and dark that Luan is, so I have to redo that at some point.
Yeah, they wanted it with the 2 patterns combined. Were they happy with that?
Well, I'm not finished piece, but people wanting to buy patterns wanted both patterns combined like that, but that was just for the sake of cutting.
Right.
Which I never got around to, because once I started, it says this is just too red and too dark.
I think I remember that pattern you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someday I need to redraw that and make that a live stream. That'll cover at least 5-10 live streams. So that's job security, so to speak.
Well, I tell you, if you ever do your founding fathers one, that'll be another one.
Yeah, well, people voted for Liberty over that one. Otherwise, that would have been next, but that would be after Liberty.
Oh, it is going to be in the queue then. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
After that, I may do that barn one I'm talking about. I never know what the heck I'm going to do, because I'll decide one thing and then come time, well, then again, I thought Liberty was going to be next, but people heard about this Diresta thing. You need to work on that. Okay. So here we are. You're the only viewer right now, just so you know.
What happened to Herb?
Never mind, we're up to 2 now. Herb might fall asleep. I don't know. He's normal. Another thing that makes straight lines hard to do is when the piece is humongous like this, because you're having to lug all that weight around.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that.
Yeah, I do too, but it doesn't stop me from going billboard size. Go ahead.
On spirals or flats, I have a hard time when it's that far away from me, especially if I'm cutting closer to the top.
Yeah.
And I like that visual comfort, but It's so far away from me that I just can't stand it.
Yep, I have got to get good at flat blades. There's so many people out there that can use both, and I only use spirals.
It doesn't make sense to me that you don't know how to use flats because you treat them, the spirals, the same way you do flats.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that you have such a hard time with flat blades.
Well, with flat blades, people will turn the piece while the saw is still on. With these spirals, and I need to turn the piece, I'll turn it off.
A lot of people will get to an edge or a corner like you just did at 90 at the bottom, and they'll just whip it around. Me, I take my stinking time. I hate
as big as this piece is, I couldn't do that with a flat blade.
No, you can't.
But you're right. You're right.
You cannot. My saws at DeWalt's only got a 20-inch stroke, so there's a lot of things that I would have to do with spirals. Yeah. And I have one hell of a time going in a straight line with spirals.
At the risk of sounding like I'm downing beginners, I'm afraid of looking like a beginner if I start trying to use flat blades.
You don't have to do it on camera. Do it without being on the camera.
Well, people love to laugh at me though. So
that's all right.
I did that live. I mean that in jest because I did that live show saying me trying flat blades for the first time. That was a freaking hoot.
I have never seen that stinking video.
Well, it's somewhere on my channel.
I have heard of it, and I picture it in my mind of how it would be and would look, but it still just freaks me that you do everything with the spiral that we would do with the flats. You turn the piece, you do all of it, and you have such a time with flat blades.
Okay, I found it. Let me click on it, and then I will post the link. Scrolling with Charlie, season 1, episode 5. Me using a flat blade for the first time. It is a 2-hour video, though.
Are you sending it to my PM? Or
I'll post it in the chat.
Okay, I'll grab it from there, I guess.
Blah, blah, blah. Control C. What you'll hear me saying the most, because I'm trying not to cuss, is wow, wow, wow. Because I couldn't believe how hard it was. I thought it would be easy. Me being arrogant.
Well, it hasn't come through in the chat yet.
I haven't posted it in there yet.
Oh, okay.
But yes, Scrolling with Charlie, season 1, episode 5. And I believe that's it. Wait, yeah, it should have just posted on YouTube. Or at least here in live stream.
Got it. All I have to do is click on it.
That was a hoot.
Was that Willie Nelson?
Mm-mm.
I have done a Willie Nelson, though.
Oh, yeah, he has done a Willie Nelson, but that's not him.
It's one of my project videos.
This fella's named Jimmy Diresta. He's one of the biggest makers in the industry on YouTube. He's got over 1.5 million subscribers. He's making a lot of money off of YouTube.
Yep, just a little bit.
You know it.
So maybe he'll send his limo down to pick up this portrait. I'm kidding. Jimmy, if you're watching, I'm just kidding.
With that many subscribers, they're making money off of him, so he's making money too.
By golly.
YouTube keeps them kind of guys because they make the big money.
Even if I got as big as Jimmy Diresta did, I wouldn't be able to travel around all these shows like he does. It's just, we've gone into that why I can't travel a lot, but it's sure be nice to have that income. But, there again, if I only did this for the income, I wouldn't do it. Right back at you.
Yeah, she's still got that crud, and I still have it myself. I cough quite often here lately.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it was season 1, episode 5 of Scrolling with Charlie, I believe, was Scrolling with Charlie. Matter of fact, I think I have a self-portrait in the background on that video.
Okay.
I think it's that, that scroll on with me pointing. I don't know.
Yeah, I see it. It's in the chat. All I got to do is click on it or copy it.
All right. Here we go. I wish I knew where to get more of this specific wood. I mean, I love the maple ply I've been using, but this stuff, I've never had issues with the veneer. And before,
What type of wood is it?
it's that wood I was showing you that had the glossy thing on the back.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what it's called, but
I don't either. I've talked to the guys where I got mine at, and I asked them if they had used hardwood, and they said they've been mostly using ply. And I said, "What kind of ply?" And they said maple and others. And I said, "No mahogany or cherry or anything like that." They said, "No, not yet. But anything you want that we if it's big enough, we throw it in the dumpster. You're welcome to go get it."
good God, it's probably a good thing I don't live next door to a cabinet shop, because
Hey,
I'd put a pillow in their damn dumpster. I'd be there all the time.
Nick Ferry just joined the club.
Holy crap! What's up?
We were just talking about him. He must have heard you.
He got teased. He thought Jimmy Diresta put a video out late at night, and he's saying, "Oh, it's just Charles Daring." What's up, Nick? Nick, if you are so inclined and want to be on the panel, you're more than welcome. No pressure. It's just I'm saying if you want to, you can. But we are family friendly here. Just saying. My ears were ringing. Oh yeah, when I brought you up earlier. Yeah, I think he showed it in a video. It wasn't like, holy crap, folks. No, he was complimentary about it. It's just been so long I don't remember the particulars of it. But yeah, he showed it. That one was a fun one to do, because if you know Nick Ferry, even with his profile picture, it shows who he is, his sense of humor.
Yeah. Haven't seen much of Nick around.
I used to hang out with him practically every night of the week, him and Patrick's workshop, and then life got in the way, and depression and anxiety and loving life and blah blah crap. So I haven't talked to him in forever.
Tell you, his back is out and he's in bed. He can't walk.
What the hell did you do that for, Nick?
You want to get rid of his salt stop?
That was Russ Meadows saying that. By the way, Nick, if I don't know, you may have seen this back when I designed it, but that's a picture I designed it off of. And then we turned it into this. And that's the design we're cutting right now. The actual piece is close to 3 feet tall. It's 34 or something tall. But yeah. But I had it sitting off to the side from way back when. I think it's been a year or two or more. I don't remember, but that's when I drew it. And I said, well, I don't want to ride his coattails, but people said, you need to do that. Thank you, sir. Oh, so it's effects from a past motorcycle accident when he was 20. Sorry to hear that, Mr. Ferry.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
That might be the only time I've ever called him Mr. Ferry, so don't let it go to your head, Nick.
Said you did a great job in the one you did for him. I don't ever remember seeing that one.
It's been a while. It was a circular one, because that's what his profile picture looked like.
I remember
YouTube.
Right, I remember the one you did for Steve. I've seen that one, Steve Carmichael, but I'm not sure that I remember the one you did for him.
I designed one for Jay Bates, but I don't think I ever cut it out, because right around that time I was sort of burned out of doing YouTubers. That sounds ruder than I intended. I did the Steve Carmichael, the David Picciuto, and the Nick Ferry. I believe were the only YouTubers I did.
He says he prefers to be called Mr., not Master, I think. Is that what I mean? So I forgot these things have a delay from the time you type it.
Yep. Okay, bear with me. I got to do that stretching thing because I'm getting old.
Old.
Well, I believe Nick's Packers are still in the running playoff things, but the Eagles got eliminated today, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I was happy about that.
And of course, per the usual, Carson Wentz got hurt.
Well,
it was weird because statistically the Cowboys were on top of most of the league, but statistics don't win games.
Statistics don't win games, by God. They get a good coach in there.
Oh, let's ask Nick. Nick, what is your opinion of Mike McCarthy, or whatever his first name is? He's got interviewed by the Jerry Jones. Oh, never mind. I guess I shouldn't have asked that while you're getting ready to go to sleep. But yeah, Mike McCarthy was interviewed by Jerry Jones to be the Dallas Cowboys head coach. I was wondering what you thought of him, but get to feeling better and appreciate you dropping in. Much obliged. Hug the wife for me. It's been a long time.
Good night.
Right. because he's a Packers fan. I figured he'd know better than anybody what people thought of McCarthy.
Yeah. Well,
course.
they ended up firing him, so
Yeah, that can't be good. What's his face? Jimmy Johnson was one of our best coaches, him, Tom Landry, and of course Jerry Jones had to screw that up.
yeah, he sure as hell did.
Jimmy Johnson should get more attention than Jerry Jones.
I doubt that Tom Landry would want to stay with Jerry Jones anyway, because he ain't a yes man.
I don't hate Jerry Jones as much as a lot of people do, but he needs to let coaches be coaches.
Exactly. When he got rid of, actually, I should say when Jimmy Johnson left, he didn't want to be a yes man. They got old Barry Switzer in there. Barry Switzer ends up winning a Super Bowl, but he used the people that Jimmy had gotten in. He really didn't do much of it on his own.
Yeah.
When he got rid of his butt.
Dave Campo was in there somewhere, I think. I've heard the name. I know he was.
Yeah.
I think I messed up that E a little bit. Oh well, worst problems to have. Let me look at that. I want to. Yeah, it's a little crooked. Let me fix that. It's going to eat at me if I don't. It's not too far off, but I want to fix it because I can see it.
Yeah, we had old Wade Phillips in there.
And Garrett replaced him. He got fired mid-season.
Right. Yeah, we had him for a while. He's from this area where I'm at.
Really?
Bum Phillips' boy. Bum Phillips coached in my little town, Nederland here, and also in Port Neches where Wade Phillips went to school. And we have a pretty big rivalry between my town and Port Neches where Wade went to school.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, both towns come out for that ball game. It's one of the biggest rivalries in the state of Texas.
Wow.
Oh yeah, everybody says that all across the state. Kind of like Odessa and Odessa Permian. Big rivalries like that, but this is one of the biggest rivalries in the whole state of Texas.
But dang.
Yeah. This little town that we're in, I actually I tell everybody Beaumont because I have a Beaumont address.
Oh, okay.
But I'm actually not in the city limits of Beaumont. I'm actually just outside the city limits of Nederland, where I should be having an address, but they didn't annex the part of the field that I live in.
Yeah.
And so I'm still outside in the county and with a Beaumont address. But all our kids went to Nederland High School, and believe me when I tell you that every football game when they make the playoffs, they got quite a showing that travels wherever the games are.
Well, that's pretty nifty. Yeah, Texas is big on high school football.
Oh yes, sir. I'm a big high school fan too. Not even just my town. The big teams that are in this area and all over the state. I follow.
I used to follow college football religiously, at least as far as the Texas Longhorns. But since I haven't watched it since what's his face? What the hell was his name? Vince Young was the quarterback.
Oh, that's 2005. You quit in 2005?
Yeah, for college football, I did.
Not me, buddy. I watch it. That's my team.
I remember their biggest rival that year was USC.
Yeah.
Trojans, and both of them got drafted. And
oh yeah, and both of them were pretty much a flop.
I think Vince Young chose marijuana. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure.
Ricky Williams was a
head from the word go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he decided to quit pro football with all that money so he could smoke his dope. Stupid.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm all for free country, this and that, but to choose that over millions of dollars secure income and fame and good God on a stick.
I know what you're talking about. That's exactly what I said.
And that one former Longhorn died in a motorcycle crash. Cedric Benson.
Cedric Benson, yeah.
Was it a motorcycle crash?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, we got some good players there.
Yeah, I think he was had alcohol in the system and was speeding, but that doesn't make it any less tragic.
I didn't catch the particulars on it, but I just saw the headline.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yes, sir. Coach at the time was Mac Brown. Go ahead.
He was the Heisman Trophy winner for us.
Yeah.
I think he was, and Vince Young was. Ricky Williams was.
Yeah, I thought Vince Young was going to go far. I mean, Colt McCoy,
Oh yeah.
he's, I believe, the Redskins now. Back up third string, but
Yeah, he was really not a pro quarterback. I don't think.
no,
Yeah.
he's the third string quarterback for the Redskins. Last I heard.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's not first string.
Well, yeah.
He hasn't had the. He's had his shots, his chances with different teams, but I just don't. I don't think he's actual pro caliber.
Yeah, some people can.
Some people don't translate from
Yeah, some
college
people
to
can
pro.
transition from college to pro, but it's a
Matt
whole new
Leinart,
ballgame.
talking about Vince Young, Matt Leinart from USC. They were
Yeah, that's the
played
name.
each other, but neither one of them were worth a crap in the pros.
That's sad too because
Yeah,
yeah,
they were good. Like Tim Tebow, he was a hell of a college quarterback, but he didn't translate to the pros.
yeah. Dak Prescott was. I think he was a 4th round pick. Now, something
No,
about
no.
Dak Prescott, even when he sucks, some people say he completely sucked. I mean, this year he got to where his accuracy and crap was off, but I like his personality and his football heart. So
Mhm.
I'd like it if he stuck around because he was a
Well,
dang
hopefully
good.
they'll pay him the money.
Yep. And Amari Cooper. I mean, he had a little bit of an off year, but a lot of guys were dropping passes and stuff. But yeah,
I'm not sure that they're going to keep him.
dang it.
I've been looking at some things, and the money situation.
Yep. Byron Jones, same thing.
Mhm. They're going to have to pay people, and they may not want to be able to do that.
They have got a
With-
lot of free agents this year. There's like 28 to 33. I think there's like 28 of them.
Wow.
I think if Sean Lee ever retires, he needs to be a linebackers coach.
I agree with that.
I mean, but he did good this year, staying healthy. But usually he has issues.
I
But,
know, and that's why he doesn't get to play as much.
Yeah, and
But,
God love Jason Witten, but Jason Witten, you know, he's just not as good as he once was.
I know he's old
Yeah,
as far as the game goes now. He's been hit a lot,
yeah.
and he'd be a good tight ends coach.
You know, in his whole career, he only missed one game. And that was because of a broken jaw.
I knew something along those lines. I didn't know what it was.
He got hit helmet to face, and then it broke his jaw. I think it was against the Buffalo Bills. I don't remember, but it's been a lot of years.
Wow, that's toughness.
Mm-hmm. I remember the days when it was Danny White and Roger Staubach. Of course, I was too young to appreciate all the intricacies of football, but
Yeah, I watched Staubach. I actually seen a little bit of Craig Morton, who was the quarterback before Staubach. Dandy Don.
no, you are pretty old. Just kidding.
I am old, man. I've seen Dandy Don play. I've watched quite a few in my day.
And we
But
had
back in those days, I was an Oilers fan.
yeah, Warren Moon.
In those days. And I didn't become a Cowboys fan until I actually got in the Navy. And everywhere I went, people hated the Cowboys. And I said, okay, that's it. I'm switching. And I became a Cowboys fan.
Who were you a fan of?
The Houston Oilers.
The Texans are my backup team because they're Texas based, and because the Houston Oilers are now the Tennessee Titans. They're my third string team.
Yeah, well, I disagree on that. I disagree because they left, and that turned me off to them. And I saw, let's see, was it yesterday or today? Somebody asked the question why they left the Oilers, and somebody answered it because they were saying the owner at the time, Bud Adams, wanted a new stadium for them, and Houston wouldn't go for it. So he moved the team where he could get the stadium. And I think I remember something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember the particulars of it. I just remember that
Yeah.
was specifically them that went to Tennessee. And
Right.
I say they're my third string team, but I really don't pay attention to them anymore. Houston Texans, I'll look at. Anybody that appreciates good talent, the quarterback and what's his face, Hopkins, Dwayne Hopkins.
Yeah.
They're dang good
Yeah.
players.
Yeah, they're good players. They're good players. If they can just put it all together. Well, they won their game, so they're going on.
Yeah, and Wade Phillips is over on the Rams.
Mm.
But I have read that people liked Wade Phillips, even if he wasn't a good coach. They liked him as a person and this and that.
Oh yeah, he's a good coach. He's a good coach for defense. He was a defensive mind. That was his forte was defense. And in that respect, he's a pretty good coach.
You remember when they brought in Chris Richard? He was like the Legion of Boom, Seahawks and this and that. He was like the best thing since sliced bread. And this year, the defense having problems. Hopefully, he can reel them back in because I like his coaching style. But apparently something's missing.
Yeah. Well, they ended up winning their game. They played Philadelphia, didn't they?
We have 0 viewers right now.
Well, you've been going for an hour and a half. So
haven't
far,
done a lot. I've done the mustache, the soul patch, and the letters, but oh well.
You're gonna milk it, buddy. Milk it.
Yeah, Seattle Seahawks beat the Eagles tonight.
That's what I thought.
Last night.
I watched a little bit of that ball game, and at that time I was watching Philly was ahead, so I turned it off. I didn't want Philly to win.
Me neither.
When I was working on my route, there was a guy that was a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and every time they would play each other, and being me as a Dallas fan, if Dallas lost, he'd come over giving me a ration of crap behind it. And when Dallas won, I'd give him a crap back. Yeah, we had a lot of fun back and forth between us.
And whenever the CenturyLink technician comes by, he's a Rams fan.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I told this same dude, the Philly fan. I said, "Man, you live in Texas. Why in the hell are you a Philly fan?" I just like him. Oh Lord, you ain't got no taste whatsoever. On his curb, he had the Phillies logo painted on his curb by his driveway.
Oh Lord.
Several of them had Dallas, and he had Philly, and somebody else out there in that little neighborhood had San Francisco. I said, "Y'all must be out y'all's ever loving mind."
Well, did you make sure to deliver all the neighborhood junk mail to their mailbox?
No, I just took his bills and gave them to somebody else. Oh, I had to be professional. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. But, I gave it to him, jawing back and forth, man. We went back and forth in good fun. It was in good fun.
Yeah.
But it was still funny.
Have you ever seen those news stories about mail carriers that threw people's mail in a ditch kind of thing?
Oh yeah, I see them all the time.
Wow.
They get their ass to the crack behind that, man. That's federal. You can go to prison for that.
Ain't no telling why they did it. Maybe they just didn't feel like delivering anymore.
They got a case of the red ass one day.
That's where you got it from. And Lord knows you got your fill of the whole going postal thing.
Oh, I've heard that so many times. It's unbelievable. If I had a damn nickel for every time I heard that, I'd be a rich man.
Some of the nicest people I've met in town worked at the post office.
Yeah. I enjoyed my job. I enjoyed the people on my route. But it just got to the point where I couldn't really do it anymore as fast as I needed to be.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it no more. Time was up. But I do miss the people out on the route. I really enjoyed most of the people that I worked with.
Mm-hmm.
My neighborhood people out there on this last route was what you would say was more of a middle to lower income route, middle class to upper, not even upper middle class, baby, but low income to mid income. And there's some nicest people out there.
Yep. Well,
older folks, newer folks.
Yeah, some of believe it or not, I've never been a drinker, but some of the nicest down to earth people I've met were in hole in the wall bars.
Yeah, yeah. I had a lady, a family lived on my route, one of my routes, and for a few years I got to know them pretty well. They owned a local meat packing company, Zumo sausage, and other stuff that they do. They're really big in this area. There's Zumo sausage built all over the place, Texas.
Cool.
And they lived on my route, and every Christmas she'd give me a gift bag full of Zumo's party time links. I mean, full family packs,
Good lordy.
multiple family packs, and then she throws a bottle of wine in there. Every year she would do that while they lived on my route, and I just take the sausage. I had to give the wine away. I didn't drink. Somebody else. I say, here, man, you want this? Yeah, okay. And it was really nice.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, it's camaraderie or the friendships you build in jobs like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes means more than the job itself.
Yeah, I've had some really good people. I had some routes where there were nothing but rich people, and I've had routes where you wouldn't walk in the neighborhood at night.
Yeah,
I've had those kind of routes too, and even on those kind of routes, I had one that was
Our whole
it was nothing but
areas where you don't go out at night anymore.
syringes laying on the streets, condoms laying all over the place.
good lordy.
Bad neighborhoods, and you definitely don't go out after dark. And I've had those kinds of routes, but the people that actually live on the routes that I actually intermingle with and talk to as I'm walking and working,
Mhm.
some of the finest people I ever want to be around.
What?
Really,
How come there are some mail carriers that walk around and other ones drive around?
it just depends on how the route is set up. Some of them are set up for walking because the houses are really close together.
Cool.
They're set up to walk, and some of them they're further apart and they're set up to ride. I started out walking, and I walked for a lot of years.
I couldn't do that.
Huh?
I couldn't do that. I'm out of shape.
Well, I wasn't as out of shape as then as I am now, but I still didn't lose any weight from walking.
Yeah.
Bad part about it, I had a route that I walked 9 miles every day.
Wow.
It's a 9-mile walking route. Of course, you took all day long to walk it, but that's how many miles it was from the time I clocked on till the time I clocked off. It was a 9-mile walking route.
I could not do it.
Yeah, well, it was not nice. Then back in them days, people had got a lot of mail.
What's the weirdest thing you ever dealt with as a mail carrier?
What's that?
What's the strangest thing you ever dealt with as a mail carrier?
Strangest thing, I don't really have a story like that, but I do have a story of being attacked by a pack of 4 dogs.
Oh, that could suck.
Yeah, I never got bit my whole entire career. Never got bitten, but I was delivering one of these routes that I was talking about that you don't go out at night. I was delivering mail to one of the houses, and I walked up on the porch to put the mail in a mail slot. And so I walked up on the porch to put the mail in the mail slot, and out of nowhere, 4 dogs came in. They surrounded me on that porch, and they were snapping at me, barking at me, and I didn't have nothing in my hands.
So of course, the good old owners didn't do a dang thing about it.
Nobody was home. There was an older man across the street sitting on his porch watching me, but he couldn't do anything. He was too old.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I cussed them dogs and I kicked them. I cussed them for everything I had, as loud as I could. I called them, "You sorry sons of bitches, get the F away from me. I'll beat your ass."
Yeah.
And I did everything I could do, and they just got tired and left.
You should have just thrown a Sears catalog at them, let them kill.
I didn't have one. I didn't have nothing like that. But I'll tell you one thing. Hello, David. Portal Woodworks is here.
What's up, David?
Is he hopped up on Dr. Pepper again? Yeah.
I'm always hopped up on Dr. Pepper.
Well, lost the damn chat again. It'll come back. No, but I was telling you about those dogs. I had one dog. I mean, this dog was one of the biggest head dogs I've ever seen. He was mean. His name was Otis. Everybody in Beaumont knew that dog, and I knew that dog. I hadn't never seen him, but I'd always heard of him. That son
Sounds like a
he
country
stood up.
song so far.
Oh,
Everybody on the block, everybody there knew that dog.
I'll tell you one damn thing. If you made his acquaintance, you'd never want to do it again.
Yes.
When the regular carrier was a girl on that route, and he jacked her up so many times that she finally quit the post office. She couldn't take it no more. And I'll tell you, when he stood up on his hind legs, he was taller than I was.
I think people that have dogs, if they're not going to be home, they need to do something with them because
Well,
a lot of times dogs get the bad rap, but it's because of the, at least in most cases, it's because of the crappy owners not training them or making them behave or keeping them locked up.
that's true, but this house had a fence around it, but the gate was open. And
not real effective.
Yeah, no, but people would, they tell me, you got to watch out for Otis. So I get to that house, and I'm walking. It's a walking route, so I walk up. That's the last house on that little walking relay that I had to do, and my truck was across the street from the house, so I was close to my truck. But I'm walking. There's a car in the driveway. The gate's open to the backyard. It's open. I don't see him. I don't see Otis. So I'm looking for him. I don't see him, and so I walk in the driveway, and I'm looking around. I didn't see him around that car. But lo and behold, that little bastard was in the front of the car, and I didn't see him. And he jumps out, and he gets about 5 feet away from me, and it's just him and me. And I have a can of spray on my mailbag. I had my mailbag with me. And he lunges, and he grabs that bag off my shoulder before I could even grab my spray. And you know what that little son gun does? He sits that bag down right beside him, 5 feet away from me, and that little son of a gun is looking at me, laughing. The dog. You can see his damn jaws go up. He says, "I got you now, you little son of a bitch. I want you." And I said, "Holy mother of God." He's got my bag, my only protection. He's got my spray on the bag, only protection I had. And he's looking at me like, "Your time might be up, boy."
You never know what kind of stories you're going to get on these live feeds, folks.
Yeah, no kidding.
By the way, thank you for watching Portal Woodworks. In case I didn't say that, go ahead, Russ.
Yeah, the only thing I had in my hand was a little bitty, flimsy, thin Radio Shack flyer. Back when Radio Shack was around.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty old thin thing. I rolled it up like a newspaper. And it was floppy. Believe me, it was floppy. It didn't have anything to it. And he started coming at me. And I reared back my hand, and I smashed it right across the side of his nose. And he stopped, and he looked at me. He's about 3 feet away from me then. He looked at me, and he cocked his head, like a dog does when he looks like he's stand.
Like, really, Dick?
This crazy son of a gun is going to stand here and take this shit from me. He stopped. He turned his butt around, and he calmly walked back in his backyard. I grabbed my bag. I run up to the porch. I put that flyer in their mail slot. I run to the truck, and I sat in that damn truck for about 10 minutes, shaking my eye teeth out. I'm not kidding you when I tell you that dog had the biggest head I've ever seen, and he was tall. He was big. Standing on all fours, he was at my waist. He could have had me for lunch, but he didn't. Expect somebody to stand up to him, and if you run from him, that was the end of you.
Yeah, that's just ammo for it.
It's crazy. That was crazy. That was the closest I ever been to getting beat and chewed up.
Well, I'm glad you made it, sir, or you wouldn't be here.
That was way before my woodworking days.
Oh, diddly.
So what's going on, David? You're up awful early.
Yeah,
I hadn't been to bed like the rest of us.
I found another pilot hole I missed. I missed 2 pilot holes so far.
What?
So after I finish this A, I'm gonna drill those 2 pilot holes. The one that's connected to my signature, which you can't see because it's right behind the arm.
That is a pretty good idea of cutting your signature into it like that.
Thank you.
If you can. Sometimes I can understand you might not be able to get that done, but
Well, some projects are, believe it or not, too small, and it would, or the design itself doesn't lend friendliness to putting a signature in there that can kind of take away from it, or meaning it'll invade too much space, so to speak.
Right. That's kind of where I was leaning myself. I never would have thought of trying to carve it in like that, though.
Well, because people can erase a signature, but they can't erase something made of wood. Or now, sometimes I cut it from the wood, sometimes it's made of wood, but it can be broken off technically. But
right,
it's mainly just because you know me, I got to be different. Damn it.
You know, while Wes was finishing up his portrait, and before he got on there, somebody had asked about how long do you think it would take Charles to cut this thing?
Oh, crap.
And I said it wouldn't take him long if he didn't have to stop and look at everybody gyrating.
Okay.
And when I saw that, he damn near started falling out again. I tried to get him, but it didn't work.
Well, I'll fully admit that part of my delay is needing to stretch and this and that, but also I'm reading the comments steadily. But in most cases, anyway. So once I'm done with this A, I will cut those 2 pilot holes and get back on the facial hair.
Yeah, that dadgum facial hair is what really gets me because that's kind of where goddamn, I got more to go.
Yep.
There's so many small cuts.
Yes. And you got to be careful too, because if it's well, like if it's a blonde person, you don't want to add too much because it'll look too dark.
Right.
But the black hair, you can get away with less detail.
Right.
Except for highlights on it. And red hair is hard to translate because you got to do a little bit of detail and a little bit of holding back on detail.
Leonard Davis is in the house. He said good morning.
Good morning, Leonard. I never planned to do these live feeds at weird hours like this, but I was awake and needed something to do, and that's what people wanted next. Otherwise, I would have started on the Liberty thing. But I still got to get that onto the wood. Go ahead.
Florida Woodworks, David said, try being a cop. All the damn drug dealers have them crazy-ass mean dogs.
Yep.
Well, I'm well aware. I used to see it all the time when I was working. Some of those routes that I had, you wouldn't. Not good to go around at night. And I'd see it all the time.
First you beat the dog, then you beat the owner for letting it be like that.
You don't get a chance because they shoot you before you get your hand up.
This is true.
I'll tell you another one. I had a route, that same route that the one I was telling you about, the bad one at night. Same route. I had a house on it that had a fence around it, a wooden fence around the side of the house to go around to the back, and the front was open. But the fence was a wooden, dilapidated fence. And inside that fence, they had one of the biggest Rottweilers I've ever seen in my life. Every time I would come up there. That dog would go to barking and jumping at that fence, and I just knew one day
Someday.
he'd knock that damn thing down. And one day he did. But lucky for me, it was my off day. The guy that was coming out he carried my route on my off day, and that was his job to carry a different route every day, 5 days a week. And that day was his day to carry my route. And this guy was big. He was black belt in taekwondo and all this kind of stuff, and had a real deep voice. And he said when that dog knocked that fence down, he started singing high soprano and hauled ass ran. I said, I know what you mean. I said, I just couldn't. I can't help but laughing the way he said it.
Yeah, I've been known to bark like a dog to get away from me.
Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't have done it on this one.
Well, maybe
This
when
dog-
I peed myself, he'd die laughing.
Yeah, it was big. I was always scared that dog was gonna knock that fence down, and he finally did it.
Yeah, I'm
He would have had me. I couldn't run that fast.
gonna drill those 2 pilot holes. All right.
I'll tell you another time. Last
Last one.
That's one of the dog stories. I happened to be walking in a bad part of town. I was doing a route that wasn't mine. I didn't know the territory that well. And come to a house, had a fence, chain link fence all the way around it. Mail slide in the door. You had to go in the gate and go up. Well, they had overgrown bushes on top of the gate. And so I opened the gate. I went in, put the mail in the mail slot, and was walking back to the gate to get out. And just as soon as I shut that gate and latched it, there was a big ass Doberman Pinscher right there trying to bite my hand. He had come from under the house. I didn't know he was there. I didn't know anything about him. And I said, damn, I made it just in time. Then I turned, and on the top of that fence there's a damn mailbox. And the sign says, put here. Don't go in the yard. I said, the bitches covered that up. I told the guy that carried the route, he said, I know just where you were. You said you were one lucky SOB. I said, I realized that. That's another one of those times. I said, man, that's a bad thing to cover up. God. Once I saw it, I said, y'all dirty sons of guns. They had a big tree or something, some bush, and it was tall, and it had grown over that part. I never even looked up and saw anything. It was as taller than I was. And I just saw the mail slot on the door, so I thought that's where you put it. I made it back, but it was by the skin of my teeth that I made it back and latched that damn gate before that dog got me.
That's funny. Oh, look, YouTube has held my video for review. Go ahead.
Leonard David says 2 drinks of coffee.
God. They didn't waste any time, did they? Doing the holding for review. I always got to check that because they do it during the feed.
Which one are they holding? This one?
Yep. They always do it during my live feed.
Words on this one.
Huh?
I said they're going to have a few choice words to bleep out.
Well, yeah.
One, and they shouldn't be worried about that.
I was going to say something, but I didn't want to call you out publicly.
Yeah, well.
if we can contain it, that'd be cool, but I'm not going to freak out.
Yeah, I got you.
I got you. Take that drink. Take that drink. Huh?
David said, you two have fun. I'm going back to sleep, so keep the noise down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not going to happen. Don't do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you know me. I adore you enough. I'll never talk down to you. But if we can somewhat try to contain the language, that'd be cool.
Okay.
I love you.
Beans a minute ago instead of saying the other way.
Yeah, you filter yourself sometimes. I mean, you are trying.
Sometimes it just pops out. I can't help it.
Oh, I hear you. Like when I thought the live stream was over.
That's because my wife says my mouth is always bad. Yeah.
But your heart's always good, and that's why I like you.
There you go, by God.
By golly.
So how many people we have watching now?
We have 2.
Let's see, Leonard Davis.
And you. Well, I don't know. We were down to 0 at one point, so maybe not you. Unless you weren't watching.
I'm watching. I'm watching.
I'm just trying to be funny. I mean, Logic told me I wouldn't get a lot of viewers during the live feed because of the hour.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, not everybody in the world knows who Jimmy Diresta is, but a lot do. But people earlier said you need to work on that, so here I am.
The woodworking community, I think just about everybody knows who he is.
Yes, sir.
I didn't really know who he was when I met him in Atlanta. I just know that a lot of people did know him there. And he asked me, "Are you a YouTuber?" Yeah, I've got a channel, but I'm waiting on that first inspiration. And he smiled and walked off.
Yeah, he was
somebody bigger than me.
Yeah, he asked me if I was a YouTuber too. I said, yeah, but and then Izzy Swan interrupted. Man, he's a god on a scroll saw. So, well, hell yeah. I said, I'll take that. But then I gracefully backed up because I didn't want to interrupt their conversation any further.
Yeah.
Somewhere I got a design of Izzy Swan too. But yeah, there again, didn't want to ride coattails, but I might.
Well, you know that I saw Izzy and Bill Lutz there, and Bill Lutz was walking down the aisle in the place where it was held at, and Izzy saw him, and he walked over to him and kissed him right on the cheek. Somebody got a picture of it.
That's funny.
And they put it on Facebook, and I took it, and I carved up that portrait of Bill and him kissing, and I sent it to Bill, and I put it on Facebook that I had carved it and sent it to him, and Izzy saw it, and he said, "My God, that's something that is gorgeous." And I wasn't real happy with it, but it looked okay, but it wasn't my best.
Well, we're definitely all our own worst critics.
Oh yeah, to me, I could see the flaws, but it looked good on camera anyway.
Yeah, y'all should see the patterns I don't put out because every now and then I just drop the ball. Some things just don't translate well to a pattern.
Right. I was thinking about pulling that out and making another one and sending it to his, but I never have done it. I got a lot of things that I think I might get to and haven't done them yet.
Yeah, this is a prime example of that. I do that a lot.
Yeah. I guess I better take a look at your site and see what pattern. I haven't even done that yet.
You're welcome to buy some while you're there. Just throwing that out there. No, I want all the ones I want. Sorry.
No, you've got way more, at least 300 or 400 more than on there now than when I got from you.
Yeah.
And stuff. So you got a lot more.
Yay.
And you got several of them that I've seen here recently that I'd like to have. So I'll have to take a look, but I kind of feel a little bit guilty about taking them since I have so many already.
Well, you earned them.
I know it.
The best way to find some of the newest ones are in the newest category on the pattern folder categories. Okay. There'll be one called newest, but
my wife said, "Don't worry, Charles. I will show and I will get them." I think that's what you mean.
I said, "You don't cut them."
But at least
He
you got
says I
them. I
don't cut them, I still have them. Oh yeah, they translate really well over to a CNC.
Yep.
I
Whatever
know you
works
don't
for
really
you.
want them cut by that.
It was a legitimate contest, and you won.
Yeah,
Well, don't start that.
I came in second on Wes's. Boy, I started spewing on his what was it? His fifth live. He didn't finish it in fifth. He had to go to sixth to
Hmm.
finish it. But on his, I started spewing out numbers. He started laughing. You're a little low. You're low. You're way low.
21, 37, 82.
Yeah. So I put my last one. I said 879. He said, "Oh, that's a good one." But it wasn't good enough. Somebody beat me by 3. I mean 6.
There was
Yeah,
a
6.
lot of people that were close on that last one.
Yeah.
I actually had to do the math behind the scenes because one was only off by, or 2 people were only off by 8. You were only off by 5.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
But I would have guessed that Native American Warrior would have had more cuts than Spider-Man did, but Spider-Man had more.
I actually thought that Spider-Man had more.
Yes, Spider-Man did have more, but I thought the Warrior would have more because it looked more detailed. But little did I know.
Yeah, I think that's one of the patterns that in that group that you gave me that I do have. So the ones I sent you back, you already had. You didn't lose them in the fire.
No, sir.
I'll be damned.
I never lost patterns in a fire. I lost them in old hard drive crashes.
Oh, okay.
Because the patterns are computer based.
Right. I'm sitting up there looking on the top shelf in my computer hutch there. Then I've got about 4 or 5 old hard drives sitting up there. One of these days I'd find out what's on them.
Yeah.
Clean them up and get rid of them. I don't use them anymore. I got these little laptops now. I can't use the big ones.
I definitely need a new laptop. Well, I say that only because of the live feeds. 3 or 4 of them haven't died, but
yeah, I've got this HP Envy. I've had it for about 2 years now, maybe tad over, and probably 2 weeks in, the Cat 5 stopped working, the connection.
Yeah.
And I had to use wireless from then on, and we had a lot of problems in this neighborhood with wireless connections. Spectrum took over out here, and ever since they took over from Time Warner Cable, Spectrum was sucky, and my internet would just keep coming in and out, in and out. And I was, God dang it, why? I was getting my butt kicked on Hangouts and stuff because I couldn't stay on the internet.
Yeah.
And stuff. So as soon as this opportunity came for a fiber optic, we jumped on it.
Hell yeah.
Believe it or not, it's not that expensive. I paid was a package deal for a couple of years. I paid $40 a month for 300 megs.
We only get 15 megs here.
Yeah, well,
that's most offered in our area.
That's the difference. It's tough when you're in a out there in the middle of no damn where, but you don't have a whole lot of people.
Well, I'm not really out in the country or anything. It's just for some reason they don't offer much.
They don't go everywhere.
Yeah,
they go where the most conglomeration of people.
Yeah,
and where they can make the money.
Yeah.
If the area is so small, then it took a lot of years for them AT&T to get the fiber out here. The Spectrum is supposed to have done it too, and they haven't come through yet.
Well, what I do, it's working for what I do, as long as the laptop will hold out. So I'm not complaining too much, because I don't know what I'm missing necessarily. But I think a good laptop ain't cheap.
No, you need at least one with an i5 or an i7 chip in it, and those are i7. I think it's going to cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah, and I don't have pretty pennies. So.
I know what you mean. I didn't have it for this one either, and this one's like a an i5, I think. It might be an i5 or i3. I think it's an i5.
Yeah.
But it was like $600, I think,
January
when I bought it.
last year, we paid $240.
Yeah, but this thing has a 1 terabyte hard drive. Everything on it I like, except for that doggone that internet connection. The computer says it's working, but it's not.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, my external hard drive is full too, and I want to get a 8 terabyte one because I fill those things up pretty quick.
Oh,
Although
8
there's only
terabyte.
one, yeah,
That's a big one.
although there's only one viewer, and you're here hanging out with me. Every now and then nature calls, and it's something I can't just jump outside the shop and do. So I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to end this live feed.
Okay.
uh,
That's
Whenever
cool.
both of us are awake, I'll probably be going again, but I don't know right what time. But yeah, if
All right.
if it was only a normal nature break, I would come right back to it. But this one could take a while.
Okay, we've been in that situation before.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we'll see you later then.
All right, I appreciate you being here, but I'm gonna go
Yes,
ahead and
sir.
end the broadcast. Everybody, appreciate y'all being here. All three of you, or one of you. There's only one viewer right now, but appreciate y'all being here. I will continue this when I wake up, and in the meantime, scroll on.
Scroll on.